Hi, I'm Lawrence Leck, and I'm an artist based in London. I work with video games, computer-generated animation, and electronic music to create site-specific virtual worlds, CGI films, and immersive installations. So I just generally think about my practice as bringing together what I love from the fields of architecture, which I studied and worked in the field of before, and electronic music. So bringing together the live elements of video games as well as the compositional ideas drawn from architecture and the social ideas of utopian worldviews and dystopian reflections on society. So for my work, Nepenthe Zone, I've made a site-specific version for the Leeum Museum where I've kind of transported the Leeum buildings designed by Jean Nouvel, Rem Koolhaas, and Mario Botta into a virtual island. So I was thinking a lot about how video games and communication technologies change our idea of what a site is and what site-specific is. So working in between site-specific sculpture, I guess monumental artworks and architecture, and then emerging forms of new media was really what I've been trying to work together to bring together. Um, I found it interesting to explore the idea of the monument and the ruin, which are two different frameworks of thinking about architecture and how it relates to time. This idea of bringing the Leeum buildings into a simulated game was kind of inspired in a way by many different ways in which spaces are brought into museums. For example, um, in different museums, you might have ancient Greek temples or ancient architectural monuments brought inside a building. So I was interested in this idea of, a building inside a building. And so in this video game that I've made, basically there is an ancient ruin, which is called a dolmen, which is a primitive burial mound. They occur all over the world, from Korea to Wales, where this particular one was taken from. And so there's a dolmen, this ancient monument, which is brought into the black box in the Leeum space, which is then brought back into this video game world. So, because one of the things I've been, really thinking about is how our forms of memory allow us to new forms of memory in which we experience real and virtual spaces in a continuous repeating cycle throughout the day, starts to actually change our perception of where we are, because that's, I guess, one of my central questions, like where we are determines who we are. My multimedia projects are immersive installations, a mixture of games, virtual reality, and architectural world building with sound, walking around the city, being inspired by buildings, um, music, films, and science fiction and literature. So actually my process, which is essentially a process of collage, I'm taking these fragments of reality like the Leon building or this ancient monument or this piece of music I've composed, and I'm putting them together as almost like a four-dimensional collage. And even though like a project like the Nepenthe Zone at Leeum is a really holistic project altogether, all of the individual fragments are things that I work on in parallel. So for example, sometimes projects start from a site, like for Liam, for example. Sometimes projects start from a soundtrack, like in my film Idol, and sometimes they start from a script, like a film script, which is narrative driven, and then based on backstory and research into history and speculative narratives. The final point is this idea of this imaginary culture of wellness. Nepenthe is drawn from the fictional, from Greek mythology. It's this idea. It's this medicine for forgetting. Um, so it's a medicine that helps us forget our sorrows. So what I was interested in is, many people today want to get away from reality or somehow find video games or binge watching TV shows as some form of entertainment. Sometimes these alternate worlds give people a space away from the difficulty of everyday life. And so they perform this healing function that because of the contemporary economy and contemporary society no longer gets taken care of by social structures or institutions. At the same time, there's also the architecture of health spas, healing, the culture of wellness, like where people can go to a spa, like a physical place to heal. So Nepenthe Zone, I was thinking, how can a kind of game environment reflect on these forms of memory that our virtual physical presence gives us, this hybrid physical virtual presence gives us, as well as this space of healing, which is not necessarily a physical space of healing, but it's more like a psychological space of healing. Sometimes people often ask me, why is there this such an interest in this utopian or dystopian landscapes? Am I trying to say something about society? I feel maybe on a subconscious level, yes, I am, and it comes through. But really, I'm trying to create these landscapes where the viewer or the player of the video game really can reflect on the environment, and it acts as a kind of mirror for them to bring their own thoughts and their own feelings into the space and to fill it with their own impressions. Thank you.